Alright. So I was pre-gaming a little bit earlier, including at the right after we finished the previous stream a few hours ago. I unlocked flying in Thavnair. That felt pretty good. I did a trial roulette once I got in here just to get into the swing of things. It was Hades. That was pretty cool. So we're closing in on level 87. We're gonna do our next role quest before we continue the main story. We have apparently a level 86 role quest to do. I'm glad you're here. We've decided on our next course of action. As you know, we face two distinct but interconnected challenges. The transformations occurring among the Sagen may be one, but the blasphemy itself is the root of the problem. Thus far, those who have succumbed to the change have all been affiliated with the Crushing Tide, who continue to resist our diplomatic efforts. Were we to put a stop to the phenomenon as well as address their grievances, we may yet have a chance at peace. To that end, I propose a double-pronged approach. On one front, we work in tandem with our Sagen allies to redouble patrols. Should the blasphemy surface, we will share this knowledge and move immediately to dispatch the threat. At the same time, we'll pursue a dialogue with the Crushing Tide. We need to bring them back to the negotiating table and see what can be done to convince them to stand down. The key point will no doubt be the lingering issue of securing land for their spawning grounds. It is a discussion I tend to approach with an open mind. It will not be an easy task. I can only hope the Crushing Tide share the sentiment. You're wise to temper your expectations, but I would not abandon hope, ere we try. At any rate, Nelson were the Dao priest who styles himself the leader of the Crushing Tide has grudgingly agreed to hear us out. Okay. In that case, pray join me at South Tide Gate when you're ready. Motherfuckers are like, yes, you will in fact teleport to Aleport at level 86. And I'm like, I'm losing my mind. These fucking role quests, I swear. It's so funny. All prepared, are you? Dao is not known for his patience. We must take care to not incur his ire. I was told he would be at the spawning grounds upon our arrival, but it appears he has been delayed. Let's speak with the Sagen here. I like getting more characterization in time of the city leaders, like actual Connie Senna content in the tank quest. I think it's pretty funny, honestly, where it's like, you get different faction leaders, and it's like, we found a way to have Connie Senna have something going on. I'm like, oh, that's neat. I like the fact that fucking Merylweb's just fucking following me around like this. I can't say I expected any of this. I do appreciate that as melee DPS they gave me an A Realm Reborn area, just so I have the convenience of flight. Because who knows what fucking Aether Currents I have unlocked in other places. What is this? Since one of the filthy shore walkers free to intrude upon our sacred spawning grounds. Pray forgive our intrusion. We seek an audience with Speaker Dao. You will do no such thing. We have forgotten what you did. We have not forgotten what you did to Lord Leviathan. We won't get much out of this one. Let's try elsewhere. You wish to trespass in our domain, vile shore walkers. We mean you no harm. We came for a peaceful parley with your leader, Master Dao. Where might we find him? We desire no parley with shore walkers. Tank's got a short end of the stick with roll quest. Gridania sucks so hard. Yeah, that definitely does seem like the weaker one. That said, it doesn't have Fordola in it, so maybe it got some form of blessings in it. Well, here's Dao. Shore walkers on our spawning grounds. To what do I owe the displeasure? Speaker Dao, I presume. Our apologies for entering into your home unannounced. I'm Meryl Webb, Chief Admiral Linza Laminsa, and this is Reyna. Parley. Prolonging this conflict any further would lead only to needless suffering. The menace both our people face is great. If ever there was a time to set aside differences, come together for a greater good, it's now. I invite you to join us at South Tide Gate for negotiation. Shore walkers and Sagen coming together. What assurance do I have that you will not slit our gills the moment we set foot within your territory? I can offer naught but my word. We open our gates and invite you into our home as a show of respect. Also, go fuck yourself. You're level 44. I can slit it now. I do not trust you, but let it never be said that Dao the Crushing Tide was a coward. I accept your offer, but attempt any treachery, your people will drown in their own blood. Very well. Look forward to a productive discussion. Let's return then. I shall send word to Null as well. Have our Sagen allies join us at the parley. Alright, well that's good. Oh yeah, we can just get on a mount. I think healer's got it the worst. We have Fordola. Yeah. Yeah, she seemingly doesn't do much in the main scenario quest at all. She gets mentioned once. Yeah, I've not actually seen her, which, honestly, big W so far. Yes, thankfully roll quest keeps her contained. What are we doing? Roll quest? Yeah, we're doing my physical DPS roll quest, at least level 86's thing for it, before we continue the main story. The air sickens me, be brief. Let's get straight to the heart of the matter. A common threat looms before us, one more powerful than any primal with the potential to bring death without end to both Sagen and Luminson alike. Their circumstances call for swift and united action. You doubt our intentions, but I remind you we have liberated many of your kin from Leviathan's enthrallment. They and countless other Sagen have joined us of their own free will, that we may ensure the survival of both our peoples. Psh. Aye, by their deeds have the Luminsons proven themselves worthy of our trust. Master Dao, you and the Crushing Tide want only to secure a future for your people. I say to you, this can only be done by confronting this threat together. Threats, what is this threat? If it's unity you crave, then submit yourself to our command. Be as the Serpent Reavers. They are the only shore walkers I deign to call friend. You would ask us to willingly surrender ourselves to your Lord of the World? I do, for that and that alone will ensure peace. Preposterous, you propose not alliance but servitude. See, even this fish thinks you're fucking dumb. With your dumbass hat. Your flesh hat. Shore walkers have stolen this one's mind. He decries Lord Leviathan. These treacherous wretches have abandoned our god and conspired to drive we faithful from our ancestral home. We cannot let this stand. Oh, this sucks. I feel sad. Yeah, this is real bad. The entire thing is that this sect does not have the power to summon Leviathan at all. So they just get sad and then summon these dudes. Behold this blessing, Lord Leviathan grants us greater strength. That sure is a spin, dude. The beast makes for Ailport. I leave this place to you. Yes, I do it. Splendid. Let all our spawn brothers be blessed with such power. Fucking idiot. Also, I realized in the 85 dungeon, the game just gave me a drop of the weapon from there, so that's pretty neat. Noticed that once the stream ended earlier this evening. Ah, okay, now they consider that in play. Yeah, blasphemies look so good. What a nightmare. This is the second time you saved my life, Shore Walker. My gratitude is boundless as the sea. But what of the Admiral? We must go to her aid. Ah, it seems they've taken care of theirs. I was too late. I'm sorry. No need for apologies. You're not responsible for my people's plight. But what I cannot fathom is Dao's response. How pleased he was to see his brothers becoming slavering beasts. The fool believes it is a blessing. Any hope for a peaceful solution will be lost should Dao and his crushing tide manage to wield these transformations as weapons. I shudder at the thought. Just so, the first ones to transform are those who have fallen to the deepest depths of despair. The more painful their anguish and the more fearsome and formidable they become in bestial forms. I'll have Maelstrom patrol the seas for the blasphemy, that we might slay it with all due haste. In that case, pray allow my spawn brothers to serve as your eyes beneath the sea. Okay. Yeah, this all checks out. With that, we should return. There's much work to be done, and we'd see it done quickly. Alright, back to Maelstrom Command. Time to turn this thing in. I was sharing our findings. You see, so you see the danger is exactly as the Sagen described. While Dao and his ilk have no means of forcibly triggering the phenomenon present, it is plain they intended to seek one out. Where we may be stretching ourselves too thin should the situation take a turn for the worse, I would recall our forces from Garlemald, yet I would reserve that as a last resort. We're doing okay. We're not running on too much sleep, but the thrill of adventure will keep us going forever. 87? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna get some more quests for this later. But that's for later. We'll continue with the main story now, which is return to the Crystarium. Saw someone in Bosnia today say they were looking for ERP, Extreme Reaper progression. Oh, hell yeah. I hope it was wet. So at the end of the last stream, Graha pointed out the, if we were looking for someone really old to fucking get some information out of, we should probably talk to Elpis, who, has some part of them, sealed up in the Crystal Tower here, which blew my fucking mind that that's what our next goal is. So back to Shadowbringer's land we be. I'm only at 83. Ah, yes, please. Please stay safe from major spoilers. Beat the final boss with a full tank party. That's cool. Have you been well, you and the others? We have no shortage of troubles, but we're well enough. Then things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself. Yeah, here's the thing he told me to tell you. He said this to you, these exact words? Well, to know that he is happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Reyna, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. And tell him all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it'd be the question of our governance, even if as we speak, debate rages on who should run the city in the Exarch's absence. How's Dragoon so far? Levels up. Real good. I'll talk a little bit about it when we're off the scene. Most are of a mind that a settlement council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while reps are elected to determine policy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I can't say that there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked me the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Reen has been dedicating herself to the restoration of the empty. Though it'll take many long years, the goal seems to have given her a newfound sense of purpose and fulfillment. So when I saw her in her state of worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. Dare say she'd be more willing to confide in you. Could you broach the subject? Yeah, I can do that. I can go do that. You wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well, I'll fetch the key and take the opportunity to find Ryan. Please wait in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the changes to the job. We no longer have to hit a Blood of the Dragon button to maintain meter. Which, honestly, that kind of became obsolete once Shadowbringer started and you had so many ways to really increase the the timer on it. Having the last hit of each combo get an upgraded form looks really nice. Extra Spine Shatter Dive's pretty good. Looking forward to the next move we get that rewards us getting doing 2 Raiden thrusts in the rotation to get something pretty strong. All things considered, yeah, just the rotation just seems a lot more fun, and they didn't do anything to complicate it, which I think is also pretty important. Ah, destination. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending Duty Finder registrations. Huh. Interesting. Glad you're not playing Dark Knight. Yeah, nah. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly Reyna? Hello. It is. Full glad I am to see you hale and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise that you're back, and at this most opportune time. We're planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. For the project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours will be the one to crown them all. Been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift. Knowledge will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. Thumbs up. There's no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you can indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the light, you face many formidable foes. Among them, who offer the greatest struggle? Vothri, Titania, Hades. This may come as a surprise, but never would have guessed, but then if I could, I suppose I wouldn't have to ask. It's an eye-opening answer. We should really be on our way. Yeah, that one seems more. That one seemed more interesting. That also, like, Elpis is clearly the harder of all of those. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? Hello. It's her. What are you doing here? If you're gonna battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. That's not Ricky. You'd only give her a stomachache. I've come to see Morn to get his advice. One of the guards finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know that I want to be a mage. Magic isn't really our thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe. Or the sword, or the bow. It's hard to decide. Oh, he isn't here? Damn it. Why don't you have the Warrior's Darkness choose for you? What do you think Arkle suits best? Axe, sword, or bow? You've got like Ardbert's haircut, so axe. Axe. If you took up the axe, you could be just like Ardbert, the Warrior of Light. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular, though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style, and then maybe try something else later on. I'll probably start with the axe, then maybe swap Dragoon, then maybe jump monk, then samurai, and then maybe like do Dark Knight and then do Paladin. Such fun she's been having basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does she spare a thought for me? Of course not. I waited, but she won't acknowledge the presence of a beautiful branch even though they're right here. Oh faithful Fail-Ul, loveliest of branches, how I have missed you. I haven't, I'm actually just bullshitting you, but hello. To make up for it, you will call with twice the passion next time, though for there to be next time you some struggles to overcome. So my adorable sapling. The world's on the verge of destruction? Yes. How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of the thing. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is the way. Most I could do is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams, or something like that. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. Ah, but here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at the tale's end. Even if it was the previous expansion, it's nice they have a moment where they're like, yo, hang out with everybody real quick. Apologies for the delay. Rain, it's wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have a lot of catching up to do, so I'll leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus. You may enter at your leisure. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling, like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Why? What was wrong? It was maybe I'm overthinking things. It's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin. Never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had the feeling deep inside me a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered as if something immense is concerning. Then the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during a star shower. But then I blinked, and everything was normal. Next day, no one said a thing. Nothing was out of the ordinary as far as I could tell. I began to wonder if it was a half-remembered dream. I have to know, please. Doesn't matter how terrible things are. Can you give me the deets? It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amarat has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first, so don't worry about us. Please only look to the threat before you. We're fine now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here, you may be assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. As long as you continue to fight, so too will we. united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. Okay, Omfi. You're so strong. Item level 239. Okay. That's better than what we currently have. Ooh, stylish. Yeah, do this die. Hope upon a flower. Reen wears a look of steely resolve. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elpis, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lina. Decide how we must prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain. Thank you for this wonderful conversation. I have to consult with the greatest of Umphis, one of our wonderful nemeses. I need to roll up to the fucking remnant of Elpis, and I'm like, "What's up, dipshit? You aren't gonna believe what my level 83 trial is," and then he's gonna fucking shit himself, and it's gonna be over.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
I'm trying to find the dude who's stuck inside here.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Speaker Dao systems. Searching for Elpis entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
Hello.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
Yo, he killed him. Fandaniel's weird. Xenos is like crackling with sexual energy. There's a lot going on.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elpis, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place. A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief.
Ow.
He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less.
Holy shit, that's scary. It also scared me when I apparently didn't learn how to move a can not directly onto a microphone like that.
Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief. In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment.
Ah.
Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
Yes.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back. Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden, and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
Whee! Ah? I'm about to crash into that rock. I will attune to this. Must operate differently. Hello? No, does not work. How about conversing woman? This is the right place, yes? Properly lay in. No such luck. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half mask, much like the Phantoms you encountered in Mar Lamentorum and the recreated Amarat. Seems you've made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but nothing. How's the time ghost open a door? Ah, some people have arrived.
And here we are, Elpis.
Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
Yo, long time no see.
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
His bone structure is always so good.
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
Wouldn't want to get in their way.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd.
Hello!
It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
I am now properly
You may
instanced in
open your
Elpis.
eyes.
Ooh. Ah! I am no longer translucent. Oh! I'm also bigger.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emet-Selch of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
Hello. I'm cool.
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
I seek a man named Hermes.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emet-Selch's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
He is.
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge. Elpis.
Yeah, I figured this was going to be the floating island area. Oh, hello.
This presence.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
You know, I messed with this a little bit. Can I do anything with it? No, okay. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Now, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I'll start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics let us bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation of the Bureau of the Architect. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation of the Bureau of the Architect. As part of the process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. Fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you'll enjoy touring it with us. Yeah! Some sort of gift. Aside from overseeing the facility, conducts his own research. Alright, let's seek him out. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little. Our dear Emet-Selch wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so do you know how to make a robe? Basic concept will do. No, I don't. No, your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you think he wasn't a nigh-bottomless fount of magic. Very well, I should make the robe, but perhaps you can assist. Let's search for the requisite material. Let's see, how huge are we looking? Yeah, this is one of the bigger areas. For sure. Yeah, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture 2 petalodi. Okay, weaken some enemies and capture them. Well, that did. That did not work out. I was used to those other enemies, the tempered that have an animation saying they're weak. These don't do that. Okay, that in fact makes 2. You caught the Petalodi? Oh, cool, let's see. These fine fellas will do nicely. Should have told. Don't worry about it. I just assumed it would be like with the tempered. Instead, they kind of regress the way it always is for weakening enemies. You turn living beasts into clothing just like that. Well, not just like that. You need to revert them to their constituent ether first. Ah, okay. Blending these two species together allows us to produce garb with superior etheric stability. Well and good to disguise and educated, but it won't fool anyone. But at the very least, it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emet-Selch speaks true. Even dressed like this, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. Let's say that you're familiar. Whose, though? Ah, of course, it's them's. Say you belong to her, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of her presence, absolutely. Were she here, she had been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. With that, your story settled. Let's continue with the errand. If you're ready, let's continue to Ananorissus. Place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. Glam those robes, they're sick. Okay. Didn't seem to work. Did I run out of catalyst? Is that why? Am I mounted? God damn it. There we go. Really, that's a problem of the video game and not me. Yeah, the mask is appreciated. Nightmare of a spoiler glam. Yep. Whatever, it's not even dyeable. Can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well, now, by your mask, I assume you're one of the 14. Wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. She should be conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures. The pools, you say many thanks and apologies for disrupting your work. Say, Hyphlodeus, while I've never met Hermes, you know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Emet-Selch and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see aether quite keenly, and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is much for your own amusement. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. It's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. Special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. Rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance. Let's find our man. Favorite FF villain. I like Seymour in 10. I like Emet-Selch. It's pretty good. It's a couple that come to mind.
Oh.
Hello, bird woman.
Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts.
I'm gonna call this bitch Pumperump.
May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
Ah, I see you found him.
It's Lydeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You were of the convocation?
He is.
Emet-Selch at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
An Maelstrom is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish. The Maelstroms too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
I'll help. Too.
Big fan of skyfish.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emet-Selch and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Alright, let's search for the adventurous Ambystoma. Ah, here you are. It seems Hermes and Meteon have found their quarry, a creature known in this age as the Ambystoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. Hermes saw it high up in the tree. He climbed it to get it, but it jumped on me. He slipped. Everything is under control, I trust. Yes, rest assured, this is nothing new to me. I've ended up in far more compromising positions. For your own safety, please stand back. He's dead. You alright? My apologies for making you worry. Both you and, hello, my name's Ryan. How you doing? An intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thanks for coming after me. As for you, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I'd forgotten all about fellows. What a relief. I must thank Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus when I return to them. But first, the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to the facility. Hope you'll enjoy your time. Ben Daniel sure was normal. He's so normal. Love him. Well, mustn't keep the others waiting. Let's return to Ananorisis. I guess I should go attune up there. I like how I eyeball the chat and people are just, you know, having conversation in the zone. Sounds like someone goes, "You think this is Whiplash? Wait till you leave." And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Upon entering, you'll see a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak here. Very well. Take care not to let creatures slip away again. God, this game's so fucked up. Just for the fact that there's still two more, like, big areas here. Though actually, there should be only one area, thinking about it. Because I imagine this place is gonna be one of these spots, but they just haven't filled it in yet. At least I would assume. I think they're gonna fill this spot in once I've gotten at least one current. Okay, so there's still one entire explorable zone left.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
I have important things to say to him as well.
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content after ours is concluded.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteion would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
I'll be good, I promise.
So, it's finally happened then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis, after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes. Like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Aetheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the Star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts.
He was very cool.
And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
Yeah, the music's going hard.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Sad oomphy. I'm sorry, I didn't... I always have to take care of everything. How you doing, Emmett? Also jumping the chance to serve in the convocation, and yet... Meanwhile, after this, they'll have a conversation. They're like, hey, you hear about that La Brea guy? He's like, yeah, what a dipshit. And they're like, yeah, fuck that guy. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. Don't worry, I'm fine now. So why'd you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Teach you. I can teach you. We can take turns. I'll tell you something, you tell me something. Sure, why not? Then it's settled. Let's talk to Memnon. Should be near the Aetherite. Oh, the new highlight video's out. Oh yeah, that would be out, huh? I gotta remember to promote that later or something. Happy Monday, everybody. What have we here? Though you look like a person, you have horns and scales of a beast. I assume you're familiar. Like, Meteon. Something you need? You teach us about Elpis? Ah, newly arrived familiar. Very well, I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. As you know, it's mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we simply cannot release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. That's why they test them here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be good, speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment, and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it'll be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place, so heed your masters well and good. I'm a hero, so they said, are you made after a Zen? Ah, okay, that's neat. From a place facing a great threat. Had no idea. If this place is important to you, I can feel it. I haven't told you about my power. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched, then I'll explain my power. I was gonna say I could totally get like an aether current or something real quick. Seems like something I'd do. Apparently slightly to the north. Ah, yeah, I forgot she's following behind us or whatever. You. There we go. I wonder, can you jump? You cannot. You can. Okay. Leave it to me to not trust you to not be able to do that. Well, hell yeah. Saying my favorite is Final Fantasy 14 is kind of weird. Not really. People like to point out all the aspects this takes from other ones, but I would say that the most of the things that I like the most from 14 are completely unique to itself. Search for idle creations. Ah, okay, it is totally back there. Alright. I think we all assumed the plot would be more like FF4 and they completely turned it on its head fairly early. I feel like that's how they always do it. They take aspects of it and then they start doing their own thing with it. Yeah, so that's a bird. You gonna like turn around and look at us or something? Can't read it, or maybe there's nothing to read. I'll try again with you this time. Can you hear me? Ah. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. Not actually speaking into your mind, rather you're converting my emotions into words and intention, a process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings even should they communicate via unknown languages or other nonverbal means. Yet though I struggled to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect to your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Now it's my turn again. So what are you good at? It's a secret. That's something you want to hide, just leave it to me. I blocked it out. I can't block everything. Not strong feelings, but that wasn't too strong. Hello, bird. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go see, Yunth next. Yunth? Well, it is a Medion. I see you brought a friend. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Reyna. Candied apple? Hermes is certainly partial to him, but you know you can't eat. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. They seem like that, but that's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon. I'm sorry, I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Tell her what you like. Okay. Hello. Holy shit, you like roast beef sandwiches? That's crazy. What the fuck is that? I actually don't know what that is. Let's go see if they're done. What, back already? Pity, a bit longer and we might have stuck away without you. Reyna wanted to learn about you and Elpis, about this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if the last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate you keeping Medion company. That part's pretty good. While you're away, I finished the Gooby Gob. Finished? You hardly requested time to consider the invitation. So we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. It's been decided that Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would come too. I'm compelled to remind you that she is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at the Propylion. There is no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I don't mind to see the joy her presence brings Medion. I can't imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Reyna's kind, really, truly. She taught me as much as I taught her. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. Should place these in the armory. I level 539 gear. Okay. Manganese armor, the Behemoth Queen. Let's check this out. Interesting look. Let's see how this dye looks. We can go for like a jet black. Yeah, the white actually looks pretty okay. I was thinking about running the whole thing the entire time, but I would hate for us to leave the zone and someone catches me dressed up like one of them, and then I spoil the moment of getting to this spot. So let's wear a little something like this. Yeah, this'll do for now. If everyone's ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. Okay, I've got a couple pure whites left. I'll keep that in mind as we keep going. Spent like 30 seconds at Charlotte dressed like an ancient. Yeah, I'd rather not. But cool armor? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We'll go off, Oomphy. Speak with Hermes. Sure, by all means. Nice. Hello. This here's a new species of Petaluda that we recently set loose. It's been doing pretty well, managed to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Do you know the differences between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. It manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill the requirements, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomenon, do not have souls, no matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna. If it lacks a soul, then it's considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living, what domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Ah yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now the element's lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their aether. Appears Medion's busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? By using this lightning converter, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. Okay. I will do the thing that this person's also doing. Target missed. Darn. It looks like I'm in the target range for that. They're very particular. Do they want me to hit this spot here? No, that purple's out. Too far away. How about I do it from here? A little confused as to what they actually want. Hit the area between them. Target the floor spot. Ah, okay. See, the glowy destination made me go, oh, well, clearly the ball procs here, so they want me to stand here to use them. That's my bad. Perfectly done, look. I'm so full from electricity. Yum! Fucking once it hits like 2 p.m. by the way. I'm so full from players. Yum! I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint. Okay. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me it doesn't matter, she's herself, and that's all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear, they miss nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we'll head east to the Morning Dew. I have to speak with some observers there. Yo, what's up? What's up, Gobu?
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
Well, there's those flowers. Elpis has some really neat optional dialogue stuff. Okay.
Those flowers. Elpis. Entelechis. Like me.
What?
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy.
Yeah, the Akasha.
While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
There's a cool one with the Emmet. Ah, okay.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelechis.
That's me! That's me! An Entelechi!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation.
Half the player base is going to play
Dynamis is
Endwalker.
far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects
I don't know if it'll be a
drowned out by the
great deal worse.
on account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I,
I can imagine being a little worse, though, but, you know. A lot of people who are thirsty to play it at launch, I feel like, have already begun.
known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Netion?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
Yeah, it's like a weekday, so... I feel like it might not be too bad.
Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Endwalker. Like me. So, are we the same? Endwalkers.
If I'm thin, it's because Emet-Selch didn't do a proper job.
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Endwalker make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with dynamis.
I will always take the easy shot toward Emmet.
And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Okay. Alright. The greatest contribution. Emet-Selch staring into the camera. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive, given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial. He would be a welcome addition. Assuming he could be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh ho, you wish to know why Emet-Selch was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're here to hear about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. He's very shy. My apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature. I dare say it won't be long. A year before it's released into the world. The concept of us inspecting creatures we've seen in the game world forever. But they're like, hey. You get to see the act of these guys inspecting them and saying, this is good enough, this is good enough, this is good enough to be a mob in the game, in the fucking game. Oh, you have to talk to Emmet again now. Oh, okay. My bad. I thought the optional thing was that optional thing that came up there, so I paid nothing, no mind. He talks about how the 14 were formed. Ah, okay. As you know, this is based on a sea creature. Specimens created from the concept would fly without issue, but the problem arose in subsequent generations. This third-gen creature was born of an etheric balance leaning strongly toward water. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly no matter how hard we try. For such a change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. Did I do Eden? I did like one tier, but I didn't finish the rest of it, no. With the etheric balance leaning toward water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Too early to conclude it cannot fly. You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know, but of course not. Transformation is an art which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. It allows one to assume any conceivable form, therefore transcend. Inconvenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running around robeless. Might understand you make a habit of this. Nothing of the sort, it's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. May seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. I believe I have a solution. Emet-Selch, may I trouble you to move that thing away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief. I would spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Emet-Selch. Alright, I'll be back in just a second, chat. Hello, chat, I'm back. I ordered a sandwich so that I could survive the stream. Which, I'll definitely need since I was kind of melting a little bit for the past, like, minute or two. Not a minute, for the past, like, hour plus, but I'm like, I'll wait till a little bit later. I was hungry before sleeping for 4 hours, and, well, here we are. Emet-Selch's out of sight. Good. Let's speak of the plan. Stroke of genius, really. We have Emet-Selch train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see aether currents. Alright. He can employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. I'm loath to trouble him with it. Randy, I want you to go to Emet-Selch. Tell him that you have a favor. He'll be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent, and then he'll eventually just fucking cave. Enter any phrase containing the words, I have a favor to ask. You know, this expansion is good, but they do have to fall into their usual trappings of with the chat mode in say. It's good that I got this. I was like, I'm hungry, but it's that special like feeling of hunger where I'm like, if I don't eat this in like an hour, I'll probably collapse or something. But now I will be charged for the rest of the day, or at least a decent chunk of hours. Not as bad as Shadowbringers, that's good. I have a bird. I have a favor to ask. I am mounted. No one's allowed to ever say anything while mounted. I have a favor to ask. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Oh, come on. I don't know what Hythlodace is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodace is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emet-Selch. Do you please Emet-Selch to plead with him? Don't you gaslight me. Please. Emet, and then fucking, I need like fucking symbols. I need to find the fucking hyphen in this game. Please, Emet-Selch. No.
No, you are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emet-Selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Emet-Selch. Please.
Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Yeah, it's a granny.
I will aid it once it is taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
I just like I like annoying Emmett. I'm a big fan.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emet-Selch joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emet-Selch has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emet-Selch to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents.
He just bitches a lot.
And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
I appreciate this every nighttime in this zone. Just realized, like, at most, it just kind of gets kind of sunsetting.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emet-Selch? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Let's see. Wave to Emet-Selch from the edge of the aisle. God damn it. It doesn't look like I could target him, so I guess I just do /wave. Now, where the hell's wave at? I like how I do this because I'd rather not do the, rather not type it out. He begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. Yo, that thing flies. That's dope. Indeed. We've proven that even a creature with a skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we can guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born. These creatures are already here. We'll spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. This was a mid-boss in Heaven's Word. Probably. I vaguely remember something like this. It's fine, don't worry. You probably remember more from the Bismarck fight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now it's coming to me. Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. Yeah, it checks out. Usual leggings. Now for boots. In the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Dynamis seems promising. Is something the matter? the Eikaon. We released one for observation that is set upon the nearby occupants, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or provoked? I just fed them. It's the nature of the Eikaon that is to blame. Their innate viciousness. It's an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept this concept for preservation. No point in postponing the inevitable. Doris will revert them all once the paperwork's in order. Where's the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doris is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. They're definitely getting a lot of mileage out of, like, this one circle of the map. I'm gonna be honest. It'll probably take the whole stream to finish this part. Oh, okay. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. Lycan was indeed responsible. The creature's nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. Man makes his base at the 12 Wonders, so I'll go seek him out there. Okay, we're actually moving toward the next dial. I was like, I'm wondering when we're actually gonna go to some of the other parts of this place. It's probably gonna take 1.5 if you focus hard. What does 1.5 mean? It feels like you went, it's gonna take the whole stream, to now, it's gonna take 1.5 streams? If I work real hard, I could make it longer. The 12 Wonders. Depends how long he's gonna go for today. We're getting our internet looked at around anywhere from 5 to 7 today, so I might end earlier. Around that point, possibly. We'll see. I forget your normal streams are long. Yeah, especially when we're burning through a game. That when you said something to the effect of, "Can you target the Aetherite? Thank you." Cannot see target. Interesting. Yeah, when you said it would take me the whole stream to do this, I'm like, fucking, how the fuck are they gonna squeeze fucking 6 hours out of this zone? And I'd be like, I'll be impressed. You're with Medion, I assume you're on the errands for Hermes. Then I'm like based on experience gain, if I do quests like this for fucking 6 hours, I'm gonna come out of here like 89. In that amount of time, I will have successfully found some way to fuck Emmet. I don't even wanna. If it isn't Medium, what brings you here? Thought I heard familiar voices. Didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. You're in charge of the Lacones, I believe. Where are they now? In the fields, frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Catissus. Once I've submitted my report, I see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14, what brings you here? Nothing you need to concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that a Lycian slaughtered occupants. As the observer in charge, you're of the opinion of blah blah. I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes them a highly problematic thing. Matters not where they're released. They would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin the fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? It allows us to erase or alter memories, that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive, potentially dangerous, depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions. Pasturat may want to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand, to manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. It is all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I get it, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat into the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all of creation, it is all the Icones here. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these things to exhaust all options. If you insist, let me provide you a full report. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion? By all means. To man, other beings are just things to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Yeah, I guess we could dye these in some way. Yeah, probably. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time Fat Chocobo. Medion, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, it's you. I won't go to the meeting, I'll stay with Raina. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Medion in your care again? I mean, sure, I'm not like doing anything at all. Can you help me with something? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. He likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way. Flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one and you can help me. We'll start the 12 Wonders. Search, search, search. Search and searching. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Might be too bright. Yeah, we're on our adventure with fucking Pumper-Ump. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. Yeah, I don't know why we were looking on the tree, but, you know. The game's like, go ahead. Hop. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Oh, Conian, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift. She's like, I'm sure we'll find something. Something huge. We got ourselves like a Marlboro. A terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit's the marble-like creature. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. Would he like it? I'd rather not go near that thing. I'm gonna be quite honest. So not this one either. You know, I kind of like the stretches of the expansion that are just you exploring an area and things being generally pretty quiet. I'm sure some people will get a little mad and call it like filler or whatever, but I actually enjoyed a decent bit, given how hard the plot kind of pushes forward during action, during more action moments. Makes sense to have an arc like this following some of the other ones where it's kind of like just going hard. And it's because I know as soon as we exit this area, I'm sure some big stuff's gonna start moving. The flower was dark in your home? Then do you have it too, a dark emotion? I dare say I have a few. I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone. The others are sad too. You'll do it? Oh yeah. Thank you, Rana. Thank you. Means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. Hello?
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
Meteon be like, expose your fucking
I
depression.
see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Don't give me this look, man.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man.
I was trying to remember if Hermes here is supposed to be like different version
useless are discarded with nary a second thought.
Of the Fandaniel that we meet. I just assumed it was like a much older version of him.
Afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain. They sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor
Our Fandaniel has the memories but never identified as Hermes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is true, because that Fandaniel identified as a Mon.
Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I'm filled with dread.
Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about the Sundered concept.
Now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. Owen asked what you thought as he kneeled beside the Elpis.
Because Fandaniel's entire thing when he's introduced, he's just like, oh, thank God Elpis is gone. All the Unsunders are fucking tapped out by this point.
I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
Oh, I can tell you all about suffering, I'm gonna be honest.
Lest you misunderstand, I derive no pleasure from your pain.
You need to understand, there's a place called, Horizon.
The fact that you are still here
and the Waking Sands is so far away from this part, okay? You need to understand.
The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there?
Yeah, the only three didn't get sundered were Elpis, Emet, and Blah.
That drives them day after day after day.
Oh, you'll be sorry for being so mean to Lahabre. He surely will not be even more pathetic in the Raid series.
I created beings of dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters. Sisters.
I forgot who's in the raids. Yeah, they do that fucking pandemonium drop and they just have him in the back. They have to give him something, because he's got nothing.
As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it.
I don't even care if you want to write him good. At least give him a cool fight.
Faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long.
His closest thing to a good fight is fusing with another Ashian, who no one remembers the name of,
with you, in gratitude for your kindness.
And being a dungeon boss.
It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let's head back.
All right.
She's a woman who's in charge of husbandy. That's her role in the 14. That's always good. Hello, Humphrey. I'm here to do a quest that will give me gloves. As Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of those things. 7 were created for observation. And all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and his chief overseer can find no fault in his judgment. They disrupt the natural order, can't be released into the wild, you know the whole deal. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in the endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau does, the existing ones have served their purpose. Yo, cool little, information node. Let's be off. It's just so funny that La Brea gets off so early. And Elpis is almost there for as long as he is, but thankfully he kept going the whole time, so he was able to become the most based. Good lord, look at these things. What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied more than usual and broke free. I was able to stop 4, but 3 escaped. I wonder if that the stat squish they did with this expansion will make it so if people go through Thornton for the first time, they won't kill him in 3 minutes. I don't know. All I know is Nep's fucking group, who's beaten fucking the Epic of Alexander, fucking went into Hawk Manor and wiped 3 times. I can't tell if it's from exhaustion or brain damage or the nerf to fucking damage numbers. Ah, the good track. Hawk Manor wasn't touched, that was all them. I'm pretty sure the number adjustments has been like across the entire game. Just 50 to 80? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, brain damage, it's okay. Nep is so normal, we know. Now you're getting me a little nervous. Alright, stand in front of him and keep his attention. Sorry, I had to sneeze. All the 80 dungeons take long, but honestly, they're base, so I don't mind. I like their attempts to make it so that you cannot pull a third of the dungeon in one go. Being able to do it to such a ludicrous degree does nothing but cause, what I would say are brain spiders for tanks and healers.
Forgive me. Please.
Or one side gets pushed into pulling, and then sometimes people will fuck up, and then it just gets
and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again.
We gotta do this because I don't have time.
If that be your desire.
Yeah, they're just trying to get the grind faster, but then you'll have like a healer who maybe can't keep up with that type of thing. Or DPSs that really want that speed run, or...
If that be your want.
It's not great.
We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind.
I think being able to pull at least 2 groups,
Lay
though, is
down
fine.
your burdens, be born anew.
But when it gets really excessive, it's like, eh.
Fly free.
I do like the implication from Elidibus's comment and this story arc that Ashians were dumbasses for assuming that just because someone inherited a soul that they would be similar by default. Yeah. Yeah, I do notice that. I do think that's pretty neat. All the new story stuff they've
Join
done
the convocation, Hermes.
is great, and all of them are pretty distinct from each other.
You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes!
Hello.
Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Ding. Give me these gloves. Yeah, ideally I would like to dye these. Travelers at the crossroads. Where to now? Is there anything where you'd like to visit before we leave? Hermes has not yet outright refused the position, merely postponed it. As such, I may well resume my assessment. If I cannot accompany him, then I'll content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist. What of you? I will still keep on with you. Yeah, might as well teleport here. Feel like the travel time will be a bit faster if I start from there. From here, we follow the path northwards to Dynamis. There we'll find a teleport which facilitates travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I had previously been granted, so we only need to use the device together once. What section do they put this place under? I wonder. Ah, okay, they just put it under generic aetherite. Here we are, Dynamis. The teleporter will take us to Calamelia Zephyrus, the western island.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros.
Sorry for a wrong estimate of MSQ.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oicos.
I mean, we're still going.
Right then. Let's begin by...
I'll be going for at least another 4 hours, so you still have a chance to be correct.
Well, well. An Arrayus. How delightful.
Go shark.
What, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight. Another, superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion.
Oh boy.
Here we are.
Oh! Yo! She.
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot she was even in the zone.
Banar, that we should meet you here.
Ah, yeah, it makes sense, but nah. She was the leader of the sect that's like, fuck
As
that,
I
we need to
mentioned
summon
earlier,
Heidelin.
The better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Checks
It has
out.
been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emet-Selch. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number.
Not summon me. You know exactly what I mean.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are?
Hello.
I say, have you perchance come from the future?
Oh fuck.
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals by any chance?
Primals, you say? But I'm not familiar with such beings. But if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection. I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself.
Yes.
As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
I hate when he looks at me like that.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Point Oicos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's how loops work. Alright, we'll help you search for this thing. I'm gonna attune to this real quick. It'll make my brain feel better. It actually is pretty far away, and they'll bring it to me naturally on the quest. No need to go off track. East? Nah. I was gonna see if there was one close to me in the direction I was headed. There is, in fact. Now there is. Do you think she's quirky? Just a little. It's a smidge. Concept crystal. These look like corals, but with like a big tree thing on them. Well, here it is. We did them in the DBS role quest. Yeah, I can't say I remember any of the enemies in those. Our last searcher returns. Here you go. Well done. Now I can focus on your tale without the missing concept nagging in my mind. Traveling and searching go hand in hand. We travel often then, it seems we have something in common. Long ago when I held the seat of a Zem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search for answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably. Since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance, old or new, requires my personal attention. That's what brings me to Elpis. In fact, many times my presence has been requested, my opinion sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction. Thank you for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I return the stolen property. Follow the path straight ahead to the building. Feel still can't even get into queue. Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's rough. I keep looking at the map marker and then the gold that they're actually giving me. That's a trap. Okay, we can head back now. Feels good that we've discovered that circle now. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. We answering? Yeah, we be answering.
Ah, a wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
I'm just replying to Phil because he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed early tonight and get up like I'm going to school in Q. Because that's what we fucking did. Yesterday, I tried to queue in at 4:30. I'm like near 5,000. I'm waiting 2 hours with errors. Today, I wake up at 9 in the morning and fucking log in, and they're like, okay, you're in within 30 seconds. Mankind is forced to flee the star. Or the world's been sundered, broken into shards. Yeah, this one sounds coolest. And we're not fleeing the star, so I might as well pick that one.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
Okay, so there's something called Final Fantasy XIV 1.0. You ain't gonna believe this. Let me show you a map of the Black Shroud. And then Emet-Selch starts vomiting. Let's say, wait, it was an hour, but I live in the Middle East, so time's fucked for me. Ah, okay. That checks out. Okay, so check that dude out. That dude's La Bre. He sucks so much ass. Actually, I think that was Emmett, thinking about it. My bad. I was like, they're starting from the beginning. We're clearly going to talk about every event, right? And then it's like, it's La Bre. No one wants to talk about that guy. No one ever wants to fucking talk about that guy, and I should stop pretending. Yo, Zodiark, we did that, and now it's going to be all bad. It's real bad. He was our level 83. Can you believe that? They fucking they made you think that the important thing was the moon in this expansion. Talk about liars.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
I know.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Heidelin? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain. But your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically.
My brain feels good anytime
The
Answers
capital
is
and
playing in
Amarok,
any form.
or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Emmett's having a rough time, alright? It's okay.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle. And we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale?
Yes.
Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarok and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory.
I wouldn't do that. That would be stupid.
Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
It'd been a while.
Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emet-Selch! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Dynamis is the key to all of this.
Ah, yes. The energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes. I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
Thank you.
Have faith. If Emet-Selch is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.